I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
What were they up there, 10 minutes?
It's so cringy.
Look at us, we're very wealthy. Don't we look great? Admire us.
Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe moment that has been roasted online.
She essentially took a roller coaster ride.
Well, it was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now. Let's not minimize this. Let's celebrate female astronauts.
That's the other thing. There has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize this.
But if Katy Perry started singing and I was trapped in the vacuum of space, you better believe I'd find a way to end it.
What did they do?
I thought it was condescending. It was belittling to women.
Lots of other people in the media were embarrassing themselves during this ordeal. Oprah Winfrey actually wept as she watched the all-female team launch into space.
It's this most amazing feat ever for mankind, womankind.
The 11-minute space flight that was touted as some kind of divine feminine gift to humanity.
That was one small step for womankind, one giant leap backwards for mankind.
So, you probably thought space travel was still for trained professionals and fearless astronauts, right? Well, not anymore. Welcome to 2025, where celebrities are now boarding rockets like it's a red carpet event. Quick pause. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. You know the drill. Now back to the drama.
Prior to going up, you said that you needed to go to space to heal. I know you're only a few minutes removed from this.
I feel super connected to love.
Goodness.
I will never be the same.
Yep. The same folks who show up to Target in a $3,000 outfit are now launching into orbit for a quick 10-minute ego boost. Forget science, forget exploration. It's about getting the perfect selfie in zero gravity. And don't worry, they still manage to inspire the world in between sponsored posts and filter-heavy stories.
I've had so many people reach out to me and say, because you did it, it makes me think I can do it too.
You know, it's so funny. She said she's heard from women and girls who have said to her, I didn't realize this is something I could do. You know how I know that didn't happen, Megan? Because it's not something they could do. Because they're not friends with Jeff Bezos, right? Like,
Take up space!
Their message for women was take up space. You guys are taking up too much space already.
It's one thing when the public calls you out, but when other celebs start throwing shade, that's when you know the mission went off course. The latest all-female Blue Origin flight, featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, and a couple more Hollywood names, is getting dragged. And not just by Twitter trolls. Their own peers are side-eyeing the whole thing.
That space mission this morning, that's end time shit. Like, this is beyond parody. For what was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally.
And you know it's bad when other celebrities come out and mock you. Like that celebrity on celebrity violence almost never happens. But we're witnessing it right now.
Olivia Wilde reposted an image of Katy Perry kissing the ground. She was acting like she got back from Apollo 13.
It's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. What are they gonna do up there that has made it better for us down here?
Amy Schumer jumped in with a sarcastic twist, claiming she got added to the crew at the last minute, which honestly doesn't sound too far off. It felt more like a casting call than a real mission.
Last second, they added me to space. I'm bringing this. It was in my bag, and I was like on the subway, and I got the text, and they were like, do you want to go to space? So
Katy Perry held a flower. Supposedly she sang.
Katy sang What a Wonderful World.
She did?
That nice?
Come on.
She sang What a Wonderful World.
Had I been one of the chosen few revolutionary women, I probably would have just jumped out and let the void of space either suck me in and destroy me, or just begun my descent to Earth at terminal velocity and probably caught fire on the way down. You know, either way, there are many options.
Then Martha Stewart tossed in her 2 cents, uploading an old clip of herself floating in zero gravity with a cheeky Katy Perry lyric slapped on top. You know it's bad when Martha's trolling you from the archives.
Martha Stewart, God bless Martha Stewart. She posted something online because she went up in a flight that achieved zero gravity.
I boarded a Boeing 727 aircraft called G-Force One and experienced what astronauts feel when they reach zero gravity.
It's a complete troll. Everyone's trolling them now.
When people from your own industry, who actually get how this PR game works, are mocking your journey, you might want to take the hint. But nah, not these ladies. According to Gayle, don't you dare call it a ride. It was a journey, thank you very much. Say ride one more time and she might actually call mission control.
Gayle King, upset, had a few things that she needed to explain to those of us who don't understand what a hero she is.
Gayle hopped on social media, practically yelling at the world for disrespecting her 10-minute trip. But here's the twist. She wasn't just defending herself. She turned the whole thing into a motivational TED Talk. This was for women, she said, for little girls everywhere.
Please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, no one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did. What it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that.
There's nothing frivolous about what we did. Let's see how it went on board the Blue Origin spacecraft.
Flynn, I got you.
With her daisy?
I got you, Flynn.
Right. Because nothing screams empowerment like floating in a luxury rocket for a few minutes, then coming back acting like you just rewrote history. A 10-minute flight, and somehow now she's the face of female achievement?
They've gone next level. The montage of them about them.
There, it's dark. It's like death.
And I'm so proud of us. I really am proud of me.
Flowers for me. I brought a daisy because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
If I can do this, I was telling these guys, I might even now get my ears pierced. I've never gotten my ears pierced because that hurts.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space.
Hold up. Can we stop and ask, what actually makes someone an astronaut now? Is it grueling training, risking your life, running real space experiments, or is it just buying a seat, taking a few selfies, and claiming you found yourself in orbit?
The reason that Katy Perry is not technically an astronaut right now is because none of the people in this capsule could actually operate anything. It was all being remotely controlled. So it was cool. They took a very, very expensive, very, very cool roller coaster ride.
Lauren Sanchez was also reduced to tears by the experience.
6 women just did the same flight that, he did. Oh, I just want to keep hugging you.
We duplicated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's flight back in the day.
In case you didn't know, Alan Shepard is famous because he was the first American to go to space in 1961. So we don't celebrate the people who do it as on a tourist trip 60 years later. We celebrate the people who were the first to do it. Gayle doesn't want us to say that she took a ride, but that is in fact what she did. She took a ride on a remotely piloted craft. Anyone who denies my achievement is sexist.
Because while real astronauts are out there doing the work, these celebrities are striking poses mid-air, flashing peace signs like they're in a throwback music video. You'd think they just cured world hunger with the way they're acting. But really, they're just vibing in a billion-dollar space Uber.
Earth looked it was so quiet. It was just quiet.
And now we're supposed to celebrate her crossing new barriers for women, meaning boinking a billionaire and getting a free ticket to space for 11 minutes.
It was belittling to women. And
I'm still stuck on the fact that Gayle King actually used the word astronauts. You are there on a vanity project of Jeff Bezos and his fiance. They got in their special Oscar de la Renta designed suits, laid down in a capsule, and came back in 10 minutes, you guys.
They admired the universe, and what they were expecting was for us to admire the fact that they were rich enough and famous enough to have been granted this utterly vacuous experience from which they learned absolutely nothing.
And then there's Lauren Sanchez. Oh yeah, she made sure to float around and shout girl power like she was in a 90s commercial, which would be cute if it wasn't so painfully fake.
I don't think you can describe it because, what I was saying, it was like quiet, but then also really alive.
Honestly, the level of narcissism floating around in that capsule was more intense than zero gravity. As the Earth shrank below them, they weren't thinking about science or humanity or the future. They were thinking about how inspiring they looked. Floating around, hair perfectly styled, acting like they were on a Vogue shoot instead of a space mission.
But the training, it all comes down to literally they learned how to buckle their seatbelts. And I asked my team to poll, what did they do during their 2 days? Their tasks, they spent the past 2 days practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule.
Let's be real. Lauren Sanchez wasn't chosen for her work with NASA. She's there because she's dating Jeff Bezos. That's it. That's the reason. And somehow, this is the moment they've trained for. 2 days of team building and now they're a crew? Please.
We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space.
The accomplishment of Blue Origin is that Katy Perry went to space. Do you see the difference? Do you understand the difference here? The accomplishment is not that, it is not in the hands of these women. These women did nothing. Truly, they could not have possibly done less for this 11-minute voyage.
And you know the internet wasn't gonna let this one slide. As soon as the footage dropped, it was game on. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, the whole internet turned into roast central. The top trending phrase? The only thing orbiting up there was their egos.
It's space tourism. The fact that they're trying to sell it as some revolutionary thing is f***ing hilarious. Yeah, first all-female flight crew. It's not a flight crew. That's like I'm calling myself the flight crew because I went on Soarin' at Epcot at Disney World. Did you know I'm also a paranormal investigator because I've been on the Haunted Mansion at Disney World approximately 6 times?
The memes were savage. People joked that the crew spent more time choosing outfits than actually preparing for space. Others said the rocket was just a flying photo booth. And honestly, not wrong.
Feels like you hand-selected a couple of friends to go do this. I mean, it should have been a lottery system like Willy Wonka where just 7 random people
pull out some guy who's not supposed to be here.
Just a cashier at HEB, someone from MS-13.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Get him in. Someone from Tren de Agua and Lauren Sanchez and Gayle King.
But instead of laughing it off like normal people, these space celebs got defensive. Real defensive. They started preaching, saying stuff like, "You can't criticize us unless you've been to space." Oh really, Gayle? That's the rule now? Apparently, they are now the future of space travel. And someday, young girls will look back at this moment and say, "Wow, we've come so far." But have we really? Is this what progress looks like now? Buying a ticket and turning space into a personal branding campaign? Let's not pretend. This isn't about breaking barriers for women, it's about rich people showing off. Space is quickly turning into a billionaire's playground. It's not about science, it's about clout. You got the money? Congrats! You too can take a space selfie. What's next? A moon trip to see who can pose the deepest in a reflective helmet? Neil Armstrong planted a flag. Katy Perry might just plant a selfie stick. First woman on the moon, she'll say, and then tag her glam squad. Here's the thing, you want to go to space? Cool, have fun. But don't act like you're leading a revolution for the next generation. You're not Rosa Parks in a rocket. You bought a really expensive Disneyland ride, and now you want a trophy for it? You didn't make history, you made content. They spent more time talking about themselves than the actual flight. But hey, apparently that's inspirational now. And while they float around thinking they're changing lives, the rest of us are down here, just trying to afford eggs. They're empowering women, they say. Meanwhile, I'm a schmuck just hoping my gas tank hits full before my paycheck hits 0. Anyway, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. If I haven't been blocked by Blue Origin's PR team yet.